know, I've said it and I've posted other behind the scenes videos and, you know, things with outtakes of you know, some of the sound files, and there's one called A Journey in Pictures, which is just everything from start to finish. There's another one which is you know, snippets of some of the tape stuff going on, and in all of those, you know, not in all of them, but in some of them I go into quite a lot of detail, you know, about thanking everybody. And I'm not going to start here because the tape won't finish, but you know who you are, and you know what you did to make this film happen, and I'll always be grateful for that and eternally happy and honoured and love you. And yeah, just I'll get emotional if I start, but yeah, so that's it for now. This was me, Adriana Polito, and I am sure you will get to see She-Wolf one day, She-Wolf of the Woods, if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, let's be fair, none of this will make any sense if you don't see it. The trailer's online as well. I currently have 2 Stay Curious production YouTube channels because of Google Plus. I'm not going to go into that, but they will be merged one day into one, and all the behind the scenes videos and things are on there. And yeah, so really the last thing I want to say is that you know, this script for She-Wolf of the Woods started off as a feature length script, and then I wouldn't say I got scared. I didn't get scared because I knew I had a strong team around me, and if we really put our minds to it, we could have. But I decided not to, because I think the feature script did need a lot of development, first off. Secondly, I'd sort of worked out what I would need money-wise and all the rest to produce it, and I wasn't confident enough to... Well, I probably could have got it if I put my mind to it. I probably could have made it happen on the production side of things. Because in essence, we made a featurette. We made a 32-minute film in 4 days, which I think is quite good going. And, you know, essentially that's a third of a feature film anyway, a reasonable one. So we're kind of a third of the way there, but really the reason I didn't go forward with it was because I'd only really made a couple of short films before it, and I know that doesn't really make a difference, but I have a tendency of cart before horse a lot of the time anyway, and if I wanted to learn from my past experiences where, you know, I'd put plays on before and I'd just done a lot of things round the wrong way, and you know, maybe was overconfident in my abilities, particularly on the directing and writing side of things. So this time around I wanted to do things really differently and get loads of feedback on the script, and you know, ideally, I mean, what I've learnt this time is I'll never produce and direct a project at the same time, because you know, when you're directing and you're like, obviously as a producer most of your work's like before and afterwards, but there were times on set where I was like, where's the producer, like they can go and sort that thing out, or you know, because everybody else was busy doing 4 different jobs anyway, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's me. So yeah, so that's what I've learnt this time, is I always bite off a bit too much than I can chew. I'm a bit of a control freak, but yeah, got lots of really good help on the script and feedback, and I suppose I just didn't want to say, yeah, I can do it, you know, and then maybe have something that's not as you know, polished or whatever. And so it really was, for me, it was really like a really huge, quite expensive, but not overly expensive. We made it for £3,000, which, I mean, I know people that make short films for 10 times that, which is, I don't understand, but, you know, it was all on location as well. You know, it was far away. I mean, it was really, really remote, so it was all the challenges that posed as well, and things to think about there. That the fact that there was no hospital for 40 miles and this, that, and the other. I mean, my on location production person, which was the lady that owned the shop and post office, and she volunteered to take that role, and she was awesome. I mean, she sourced us so much stuff, cars and people and everything. She got us 2 doctors in the village, and because I said, you know, is there any medical staff that are there that we could just have on standby? You know, because I'm thinking of insurance and things as well, and she sorted all that out, and she made us a big thing of soup when we arrived as well. She did so much. Everybody in Delav did so much. And there I go again, going into the thanking people, and you know, you don't want to start doing that on film because you'll miss someone out. So anyway, the point I was making, God, I do go off on tangents, right? The point I was making was this, that this was a very good exercise in learning about filmmaking. And I would one day like to go and do it again as a feature, which is probably part of why I'm sort of trying to get all these bits and bobs together, and it helps to go over all this stuff as well, because it just makes you analyse and, you know, what worked, what didn't work, what you do differently, etc. And so you know, with all that said, She-Wolf of the Woods feature film, that script is complete, but it really needs development. Haven't even thought about going into any other productions. I just need to try and pay off this one first. But also, I kind of thought what would be quite fun is a sequel called She-Wolf of the City. And it ties into the feature She-Wolf of the Woods, and in my mind it's sort of like it would be a throwback to, you know, like Predator 2, that kind of vibe. And then of course the third in the trilogy would be She-Wolf Origins, the prequel, and I quite liked the idea of a kind of epic look at the curse itself and some of the couples. So sort of like a Interview with a Vampire type thing, where you go back to Katya and Hugo and the village and the birth of the curse and all of that. So yeah, that's, you know, that's just, I just want to write those things first. I don't really see myself doing anything with them just now, but you know, because I've got lots of other ideas for things right now that I just want to kind of get written down on paper and flesh out and whatnot. Just sort of giving my body a wee break at the moment from any kind of production type stuff, but yeah, it's a period of reflection right now, before venturing forth into the next production. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Ow.